Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. As you've seen from the thumbnail and the title, we've got a little bit of a repair job to do, or attempt to do. Ewan's old favourite is Wot4 XL. Suffered basically a simple nose over, coming in perfectly still conditions, no headwind whatsoever, and obviously trying to keep it low on the, I'm going to say short strip, but a relatively short strip that we've got. He just caught the long grass, probably about 30 centimetres, a foot in from the shortcut grass, and it just flipped it over onto its back at slow speed. But what it's done is it's taken the rudder off. So as you can see, obviously this is just up out of the way just now. The rudder's been taken off, the hinges are all broken. Now, the one thing I must add is we got this model second hand. We did inspect it at the time, but what's happened, all the hinges are broken, but looking at it, it's been hinged at least twice. So you've got the factory hinging at a guess, and then you've got additional re-hinging. So what I'm going to have to do is give it a good looking over and see what's going to be the best thing to do to repair. I suspect I'm going to have to replace the rudder. I don't really want to have to replace the fin, because that means looking at all this lot and structure and whatnot. I might be able to get away with splicing in something here if it's that bad, but we should be able to get away with cutting all this back, trimming it all back, possibly even using different hinges. I don't know if you can see there, they've used what's called pin hinges. I don't know if that was the last occasion or the first occasion, but if we cut all them off, I might be able to use point hinges to actually get a neater fit in there. So yeah, first job is a good inspection of this area. Okay, so I've given it a good looking over. I think we can salvage all that's here. I won't know until I actually start working on it, but I think what I'm going to do is, got some of these little 8th, I think these are, not quite sure. These are 8th robot point hinges or pin hinges or round hinges or whatever you want to call them. Had these for a little while. I need to get more of them, to be honest, but 4 of them in the hinge line should be fine. Now what else I've got, which has been over the years invaluable tool, is a robot drilling jig. Now I don't know how well you're able to see that, or if it's even going to focus on it, but basically you put that either side, see I'm doing this one-handed, you put that either side of the surface where my thumb is there, and these plates squeeze down so that the hole that you're drilling is actually perfectly centered in the surface. So I'm going to use that to drill these holes and hopefully get this hinged up. Well, there you have it. That's the rudder re-hinge, 4-point hinges installed. We've got a visitor. Yeah, 4-point hinges installed. There's a little bit of a gap here, but I'm not too worried about that. All that's left to do now is to take it all apart again, get some epoxy around all the points, into the holes, etc, etc. And then get it all slid back together and make sure it's still free to move, and let it go off. Well guys, as you can see, that's all fixed up now. I forgot to film the last little bits of getting I think I forgot to film the last little bits of gluing up the hinges. So those pin hinges were glued using our set epoxy, but we left it overnight to cure fully hard. And then this morning came out and just cracked the rudder free, because there's always going to be a tiny little bit of epoxy that gets in. If you crack it before it's fully hard, you actually leave the epoxy in there, if that makes sense. Whereas if you leave it to go fully hard and then crack it free, you can tease out the little bits of epoxy that have chipped off, and you get a free moving rudder. You've probably just seen setting up the rudder. And it's all working fine. I don't know if you'll be able to see just now, but it's all great, it's all moving, and it's probably stronger now than what it was before with the other hinges. So yeah, that's another model repaired, ready to go. If you're liking this sort of content, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel, and if you hit the notification bell, you'll get told when we put a new video up. But from myself in the workshop, until next time we have a repair to do, I'll catch you later.